Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We continue reading from Canto 10 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Chapter 2. Does anyone remember what we read yesterday? Well, um,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, we read about like Balaramji, like how Rohini, like like I transfer the Garbha from Devaki to Rohini,
Yeah.
and we read about Krishna also, and we read the Kansa, right?
Hmm?
Uh, like when mm, uh,
Hare Krishna, yeah, we read about Vasudev
yeah,
getting
Vasudev.
empowered. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
Vasudev.
Yeah,
Yeah, what
yeah,
happened to
Vasudev.
Vasudev? What happened?
He got empowered. I mean, the Shakti, I mean, the thing, he got a lot of the effulgence we could see, I
Yeah.
mean, in him. So that's what, like, when a person, when the Supreme Lord is inside you, then is situated in their heart, then it becomes like Vishwatma,
Yeah. Very effulgent. Vasudev becomes
effulgent.
so
Yeah, you can see that
effulgent,
it's
right?
so effulgent and yeah, like full of effulgence and the strength, right? The power of the
Yeah.
person.
Nobody could
And
see him, could look
yeah,
at him. Okay. All right.
and
Thank you.
the Lord
Yes.
appears in the mind of Vasudev, right?
Mm,
Vasudev. So it's
yeah.
Avivesh, right?
Yeah.
The consciousness. The mind is the consciousness, is it? Or
That's
something like
right.
that.
Yeah,
Mm.
he appeared in his mind. From his
Mind.
mind, he
Yeah.
transferred into his heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we are going to read now further what happens. Tato jagan mangalam achyutamsham
Tato Jaganmangalam Achyutamsham
samahitam surasutena devi
Samahitam Shura Shutena Devi
dadara sarvatmakam atmabhutam
Tatara Sarvatmakam Atmabhutam
kastha yathanandakaram manastaha.
Kasta Yathanand Karam Manasta.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Thereafter, accompanied by plenary expansions, the fully opulent Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is all auspicious for the entire universe, was transferred from the mind of Vasudeva to the mind of Devaki. Devaki, having thus been initiated by Vasudeva, became beautiful by carrying Lord Krishna, the original consciousness for everyone, the cause of all causes, within the core of her heart, just as the east becomes beautiful by carrying the rising moon. As indicated here by the word Manastaha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead was transferred from the core of Vasudev's mind or heart to the core of the heart of Devaki. We should note carefully that the Lord was transferred to Devaki not by the ordinary way for a human being, but by Diksha, initiation. Thus, the importance of initiation is mentioned here. Unless one is initiated by the right person who always carries within his heart the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one cannot acquire the power to carry the Supreme Personality, Supreme Godhead within the core of one's own heart. So Sukadev Goswami is saying how Lord Krishna entered into the mind of Devaki. By initiation, Vasudeva initiated her, and Krishna entered the mind of Devaki. So Prabhupada is saying the importance of initiation, getting initiated by the right person who always has Krishna in the heart. And if we do that, then we can carry the Supreme Lord within the core of our own heart. The word Achyut, Achyutamsham is used because the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Shad Aishwarya Purna, full in the opulences of wealth, strength, fame, knowledge, beauty, and renunciation. The Supreme Godhead is never separated from his personal opulences. As stated in the Brahma Samhita 539, Ramadi Murtishu Kalaniyame Natisthan. The Lord is always situated with all his plenary expansions, such as Rama, Nrsimha, and Varaha. Therefore, the word Achyutamsham is specifically used here, signifying that the Lord is always present with his plenary expansions and opulences. So the Lord, Swayam Bhagavan, Shri Krishna, all the plenary expansions are with him. This is what we are understanding. All the opulences are always with him. Lord Ramachandra, Lord Nishinga, Matsya, Avatar, Kurma, everyone is in the Lord. There's no need to think of the Lord artificially as yogis do. Dhana avastita tadgatina manasa pashyanti yam yogina. Bhagavatam 12.13.1. Yogis meditate upon the Supreme Person within the mind. For a devotee, however, the Lord is present, and his presence need only be awakened through initiation by a bona fide spiritual master. The Lord did not need to live within the womb of Devaki, for his presence within the core of her heart was sufficient to carry him. One is here forbidden to think that Krishna was begotten by Vasudeva within the womb of Devaki and that she carried the child within her womb. So what we have to understand is that Krishna was not begotten in an ordinary way like we get, and we enter the womb of our mother, union between father and mother, and then the child is there in the womb. But here the Krishna's this Krishna appeared, not yet appeared, but he is here now within Devaki by initiation from Vasudeva. So there's a big difference. When Vasudeva was sustaining the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead within his heart, he appeared just like the glowing sun, whose shining rays are always unbearable and scorching to the common man. The form of the Lord situated in the pure, unalloyed heart of Vasudeva is not different from the original form of Krishna. The appearance of the form of Krishna anywhere, and specifically within the heart, is called Dham. Dham refers not only to Krishna's form, but to his fame, his form, his quality, and his paraphernalia. Everything becomes manifest simultaneously. So Krishna is not ordinary person. You know, our name and we, the person, we are separate. Then what we have, the things, they are separate. But for Krishna, everything is the same. Yeah? There's no difference. So Krishna has appeared in the heart of Vasudeva, and wherever Krishna appears, that place becomes Dham. Yeah? We spoke a bit about that yesterday also. Thus, the eternal form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead with full potencies was transferred from the mind of Vasudeva to the mind of Devaki, exactly as the setting sun's rays are transferred to the full moon rising in the east. So the sun is setting and the moon is rising, right? And we say the moon is reflecting the light from the sun. So like that, he's being transferred now into the heart of Devaki. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, entered the body of Devaki from the body of Vasudeva. He was beyond the conditions of the ordinary living entity. When Krishna is there, it is to be understood that all his plenary expansions, such as Narayan, and incarnations like Lord Nrsimha and Varaha, are within him, and they are not subject to the conditions of material existence. In this way, Devaki became the residence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is one without a second, and the cause of all creation. Devaki became the residence of the Absolute Truth. But because she was within the house of Kamsa, she looked just like a suppressed fire, or like misused education. When fire is covered by the walls of a pot, or is kept in a jug, the illuminating rays of the fire cannot be very much appreciated. Similarly, misused knowledge, which does not benefit the people in general, is not very much appreciated. So Devaki was kept within the prison walls of Kamsa's palace, and no one could see her transcendental beauty, which resulted from her conceiving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now the Lord is within her. The Lord is so beautiful. So she has become so beautiful. But people can't see her because she's in the jail, right? Commenting upon this verse, Sri Viraragavacharya writes, Vasudeva Devki Jatharayor Hridayor Bhagavataha Sambandhaha. The Supreme Lord's entrance into the womb of Devaki from the heart of Vasudeva was a heart-to-heart relationship. So this is to understand that Krishna is not conceived like how ordinary human beings are conceived. Is that okay?
Yes.
Sa Devaki Sarva Jagan Nivasa
Sa Devaki Sarva Jagannivasa
Nivasa Bhuta Nitaram Nareje
Nivasa Bhutan Nitaram Nareche
Bhojendra Gehe Nishikhe Varuddha
Bhojendra Gehe Agnishike Varuda
Saraswati Jnana Khale Yatha Sate.
Saraswati Jnana Khale Yatha Sati.
Devaki then kept within herself the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes, the foundation of the entire cosmos. But because she was under arrest in the house of Kamsa, she was like the flames of a fire covered by the walls of a pot, or like a person who has knowledge but cannot distribute it to the world for the benefit of human society. In this verse, the word Jnana is most significant. Knowledge is meant for distribution. Although there is already much scientific knowledge, whenever scientists or philosophers awaken to a particular type of knowledge, they try to distribute it throughout the world, for otherwise the knowledge gradually dries up and no one benefits from it. Right? That's how it is, right? Knowledge has to be distributed. We can see there is so much more and more knowledge that we are getting. Now it's more going towards technology, of course, more and more. So India has the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, but unfortunately, for some reason or other, the sublime knowledge of the science of God was not distributed throughout the world, although it is meant for all of human society. Therefore, Krishna himself appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and ordered all Indians to take up the cause of distributing the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita throughout the entire world. So, Prabhupada is pointing out that India, we have this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, but it was just in India. And so Lord Chaitanya, he came to tell everyone, give this knowledge to everyone. Don't just keep it here in India. Spread it all over the world. Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna upadesh. Amara agyaya guruha na tara e desha. Instruct everyone to follow the orders of Lord Sri Krishna as they are given in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. In this way, become a spiritual master and try to liberate everyone in this land. Caitaniya Caritamita Madhya Lila 7.128. So this is the order of Lord Chaitanya. He is saying, by my order become a guru and tell everyone about Krishna from Bhagavad Gita, from Srimad Bhagavatam. Although India has the sublime knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, Indians have not done their proper duty of distributing it. Now, therefore, the Krishna consciousness movement has been set up to distribute this knowledge as it is, without distortion. Although previously there were attempts to distribute the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, these attempts involved distortion and compromise with mundane knowledge. But now the Krishna consciousness movement, without mundane compromises, is distributing Bhagavad Gita as it is, and people are deriving the benefits of awakening to Krishna consciousness and becoming devotees of the Lord. So before there were editions of Bhagavad Gita, but there was so much of personal misinterpretation there, or there was compromises there, not giving the truth as Krishna speaks it. But Bhagavad Gita as it is, we can see, is making devotees all around the world. And we can see now in India also that there are so many more people joining the Krishna consciousness movement, more and more. Therefore, the proper distribution of knowledge has begun, by which not only will the whole world benefit, but India's glory will be magnified in human society. We are actually seeing this. We are seeing that now everywhere in the world. People are appreciating this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, knowledge, and India is being appreciated. Kamsa tried to arrest Krishna consciousness within his house, Bhojendra Gehe, with the result that Kamsa, with all his opulences, was later vanquished. Similarly, the real knowledge of Bhagavad Gita was being choked by unscrupulous Indian leaders, with the result that India's culture and knowledge of the Supreme were being lost. Now, however, because Krishna consciousness is spreading, the proper use of Bhagavad Gita is being attempted. Any comments? You wanted to add anything? Okay. Will we be able to read this? Should we try?
Yeah, this one we can read, I think. It's more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tamvekshya kamsa prabhaya jitantaram
Vekshyakam prabhayajitantaram
virochayantim bhavanam shuchi smitam
virochayantim bhavanam shuchi smitam
ahesha me pranaharo harir guham
aheshami pranaharo harirguham
dhruvam shrito yanapure yam idrishi.
dhruvam shrityo yannapureyam idrishi.
Because the Supreme Personality of Godhead was within her womb, Devaki illuminated the entire atmosphere in the place where she was confined. Seeing her jubilant, pure, and smiling, Kamsa thought, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, who is now within her, will kill me. Devaki has never before looked so brilliant and jubilant. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 4.7, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srajami aham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice or descendant of Bharat and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. In this age, at the present moment, there are inordinate discrepancies in the discharge of human duties. Human life is meant for God realization, but unfortunately, the materialistic civilization is stressing only the senses of the body, not understanding the living force within the body. As clearly stated in Bhagavad Gita, Dehinosmin yatha dehe. Within the body is the body's proprietor, the living force, which is more important. But human society has become so fallen that instead of understanding the living force within the body, people have become busy with external things. This is a discrepancy in human duties. Therefore, Krishna has taken birth or taken shelter within the womb of the Krishna consciousness movement. Men of Kamsa's class, therefore, are very much afraid and are busy trying to stop this movement, especially in the Western countries. One politician has remarked that the Krishna consciousness movement is spreading like an epidemic, and that if not checked immediately, within 10 years it may capture governmental power. There is, of course, such potency in the Krishna consciousness movement. So we can see here that as Kamsa was getting afraid and he's saying, okay, now Devaki, oh, surely Vishnu is there in her womb, he's going to come and kill me. And we can see that how much opposition Prabhupada had. Initially he had to struggle a lot to establish the Krishna consciousness movement. He had no support from anyone. And here he's saying that the politician was also um, condemning this religion, saying it's an epidemic, it has to be stopped. So there is, of course, such potency in the Krishna consciousness movement. But Prabhupada is saying that, even though Kamsa was so afraid, now he was in the womb of Devaki, and nothing could stop now. No one could stop Krishna. So Krishna is now in the womb of this Krishna consciousness movement, and this movement will spread. So there is, okay, as stated by authorities, Caitaniya Caritamita Adi Leela 1722, Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. In this age, Krishna has appeared in the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. People ask, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Krishna is here. The holy name is here. The holy name is Krishna. The, the Krishna consciousness movement is spreading like wildfire all over the world, and it will go on doing so. Men who are like Kamsa are very much afraid of the movement's progress and acceptance by the younger generation. But as Krishna could not be killed by Kamsa, this movement cannot be checked by men of Kamsa's class. The movement will go on increasing more and more, provided the leaders of the movement remain firmly Krishna conscious by following the regulative principles and the primary activities of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra regularly. So Prabhupada is saying the movement will go on, provided that the members of the Krishna consciousness movement, the leaders, they follow strictly the four regulative principles and chant Hare Krishna. Because it is empowered by Lord Chaitanya, it is Krishna himself, the holy name is Krishna himself, and Lord Chaitanya wanted the holy name to be spread to every town and village. Is that okay?
Yes, yeah, we can see that how this movement is increasing more and more. It's getting known in every part of the world.
Yeah, every part, because it's coming from Lord Chaitanya, he wanted this. Like, yeah, seeing it happening now. Okay, so shall we stop here?
Yes.
Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you.